Michigan Wolverines. The Boilermakers will get us started with the opening kickoff. Looking for blockers. The coverage team maintains this discipline, not much doing on that return. So Michigan's offense will go to work first. And David, we've got a quarterback today who's been known for making enough plays when his team needs them.
Yeah, and listen, he's a guy that this offense is built around him. But, Jesse, he's not the guy that's going to take over. He needs the running game to get going. He needs the passing game. He needs a little bit of balance. Really good football player, but he needs the help of the quality teammates around him.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one thing we've seen with this guy is he's got to get into a rhythm in games early, right? And so whether it's running the football or getting a few completions early to get his confidence going, because once that happens, he's very, very good.
And the Wolverines in a good spot here with second and short. To the air, it's Underwood. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it fell incomplete because he did a great job of getting to the quarterback. He's in the pocket. Yeah, he's comfortable, but you get in there and you get a hit on him. Now he feels it. Can't throw the football, can't follow through with his arm motion. Nice job by the defense.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
The Wolverines line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. The Boilermakers offense will try to get something started with their first possession. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Off the play fake on first down to throw. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Looking downfield. Found the spot in the defense. Oh, he's got some space. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
And that's the dangerous part about this offense, man. They'll get the ball out to a receiver that can do that. That can make plays after the catch. Hard to bring down, hard to tackle. That's why this offense can be so explosive.
And the Boilermakers will try to punch it in on first and goal. He'll keep it himself. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Purdue!
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option. You've seen the evolution with the scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Good timing on the quick out. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So first down here as they go back to work. He'll pull it on the read. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Wants to go up top. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Grabs it inside the 15. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. And this offense will have to feel pretty good about itself if it can tie the game before halftime. 1st and goal. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
When the offense gets in those multiple tight end looks, you kind of have a good understanding of what's coming. You don't know where the ball's going necessarily, but they'll put those big old bodies in there to block, to move people, to put more mass on the field, especially once you get in this red area where you have to be able to run the football effectively. Those passing windows tend to shrink a lot.
And we're seeing a bit of the bend, don't break attitude by the defense now. Obviously, they've given up some plays to allow the offense to get down in the situation, but with their backs against the wall, this is the best we've seen this defense play. They are having none of this running game down on the goal line.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
They'll send out the kicker here. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. That'll bring him to within 4.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Makes the catch. It's McCoby. And that completion good for a short game, but they still have some work to do to pick up the first down.
Really nice timing on that out route there. Good anticipation by the QB, getting it out on time. And how about the receiver securing the catch, tapping the toes before he went out of bounds?
The Boilermakers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking downfield very late in the half. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
This will likely be the last play of the half. Looking downfield on 1st down. With the catch, it's Moore. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, 1 half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that second half in Ann Arbor. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in the big house.
And the Wolverines will line up to kick off and start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. He'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. First play of the drive wants to throw. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Fast, physical, and disruptive, Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life miserable for a quarterback.
Just dudes. I mean, guys that win matchups. Guys that, you know, if it's going to be a pass rush on the outside, one-on-one and a tackle, they can go get him at the defensive end spot. We can mention names, and Hutchinson recently, one of the higher picks in the NFL draft, but always guys that play the same way.
To the air on second down. Makes the grab. And the defense drags him down.
I'll tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. We saw it on that last play.
Big noise in the big house for this huge third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
And that's a huge third down conversion by the offense there. It's 3rd and long. You've got to lead, not by a lot. Quarterback, though, very poised. Reads the coverage, throws it in rhythm, and you stay on the field.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
Second down, they'll go to the air. The throw to the outside is complete. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
The Boilermakers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Here's the pressure. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
That is a great response by this defense. You know you went into the half, you made some adjustments, talked about, listen, we're not down that much, we're very much in this game, but it starts with the first possession. And how about the first play, they get a sack?
The Boilermakers send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. Wants to bring it back. He'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. One final play before the end of the quarter. Back to throw, it's Underwood. Dumps it off in the flats. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor, both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Looking to fire. Shoots it to the left. Complete downfield. ready for the first down.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, and no doubt that's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drive.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
The Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. They just keep firing. Grabbed in the middle, it's Hansen. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field, but you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the underneath stuff and go to your 2nd and 3rd read some, but we got to stay aggressive.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Complete to the left. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. He is dealing on this drive, completed all 5 throws, and now they have 1st and goal.
Yeah, and who needs balance when you got a guy like this? You trust him, getting the ball back in the pocket. The ball's coming out, spreading it around the field. Nice decision-making. This drive has been surgical for this QB.
Touchdown, Michigan! And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
Really good execution by this offense. Late in the game, under a minute, score to take the lead. It's what you draw up. It's what you dream about. But now, my defense has to go on the field and get me one more stop.
If he makes this one, the lead will be 3, and at least a field goal won't beat you. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the clutch late score that almost certainly will be the game winner. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. The give to the back. Breaks into the open. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Pulls and fires complete. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. Back to pass on 2nd down. With the catch, it's Jacoby. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. They need to get a little closer for a field goal try, and they've got to do it in a hurry. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And the Boilermakers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Looking to throw on first down. On target over the middle. What a throw. Not a lot of room. He fits it in beautifully, and they've got it at the 30.